Stillwatwer's Morning Scramble, 7:36. Glad to have you here on a Thursday. And Cristy Morrison is on the line. Hi there, Cristy Morrison.
Good morning to you.
You know, it's trash day in my neighborhood. So. And the reason I brought that up, Rob Hill, who's going to be sliding in here, came in earlier, and I told him I had to drive around the block because I forget what day it is right now because the days are all running together.
Isn't that true? I absolutely agree with you. It's hard to figure out days of the week now.
But he figured it out. He goes, what was the first sign? Oh, everybody's trash can out there? And I said, yep. So.
That's funny.
Because it is true. I was driving up the hill, and I go, oh, man, it's Thursday. So I drove back and around, because it comes to my house usually about 7:30, something like that, I think. So anyway, and hats off to all those people because services are being taken care of just like they always are.
Yep.
So they don't take any days off there. So how are you?
Doing well.
So I know you were listening to, I did a little bit of replay with Melissa and Jillian, you know, both of those. And so.
Well, the problem with being able to talk and text in your car these days
oh, yeah.
is I'm listening and I'm cracking up at stuff and thinking of things that I don't want to forget to tell you and whatever. So I think I shot about 6 texts to you in a row this morning.
Well, I didn't know you weren't there because you do it. You do the period and you do all that stuff in there. So your punctuation is right when you do it verbally. Most people you can tell when they're in their car or whatever because there is no punctuation.
Yeah. It is funny, though. The other day I left a message for my sister, a voicemail, and I said, hey, Kelly, exclamation mark.
Oh, and they put it out there, right?
Yeah, and so I'm saying it into a voicemail message. And I'm like, oh, wait, this isn't a text.
Yeah. You're the first one I ever heard do that, and you do it when you've done that in here, where you've left those, and I thought, oh, that's how that's done.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
It's pretty smart, pretty freaky.
So, yeah, and the way they can follow you, it is, yeah. So, hey, I really did want to have you on, and we're doing about half of them are phone-ins, and half the people in, but we're only having one guest at a time. But your link, visit stillwater.org, is really proving to be a service for everybody, and it's changing all the time, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad. Yes, absolutely. In fact, my team and I have kind of made an agreement that we're on duty 24/7, and we actually have been updating these lists all day, every day, just because we're also trying the best we can to monitor as many people's websites and Facebooks, too, because unfortunately we can't get a lot of people to answer their phones, but they are open.
Yeah.
So we're monitoring their Facebook and their websites, and we've driven by tons of businesses. In fact, Nicole and I were driving by a bunch of them this morning just to see if there's signs on the doors so we can know how to best help promote and get the word out for so many of our restaurants and retailers.
Because we really don't know, and sadly I know that, you know, we've had some that are with higher overhead and that type of stuff just because of the cost. They're kind of cutting their cost early, and we've had some that have shut down for at least now and maybe the foreseeable future. And that's especially when they're kind of fixtures in the community, that's just heartbreaking.
Oh, I know. Julie Hart, who's really good she's worked with destination marketing organizations all over the world, and she helps with internal policies and procedures, and she was just in Stillwater for the first time and absolutely loved it. And she sent me a text out of the blue last night, and I'm just like, well, my head and my heart both hurt, and I can't decide which hurts more.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is true.
Tough.
And the decisions that they're having to make, especially some of the sit-down restaurants with staff because you have no money coming in at all.
Agreed.
And anyway, it's just a tough time. So
it is such a tough time. I look forward to, I spoke with the mayor again yesterday, and he has some really cool ideas for some things to help out folks in the future, and in the near future too, I believe. So I'm sure he'll be talking to you about that here pretty soon. And so we're just doing what we can. You know, we kind of pivoted on a dime and went, okay, let's completely 180 what we do, and let's help folks and get the word out. And what's great is a lot of our partners that we work with consistently, they are helping us too with some communications with other groups that we don't hear from as much. And so now we have those relationships going forward, which is awesome. So it's really inspiring to me how creative a lot of our partners are. In fact, I just drove by Thai Loco this morning, and they installed a brand new pickup window, and they have cones out to show people how to go through. And so there's a lot of businesses too that are completely innovating and going, okay, wait, we never did this, but we were thinking about it, and now's the time to make it happen. So I've seen a lot of that going on. So I'm really impressed with the creativity of some of our people here.
Yeah, and borrowing ideas is a great thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And I know that you've talked to people in other markets that have a similar job to yours. And are they all say when you talk to Norman, we know the Norman story because it's pretty high profile around here. But others in the state, are they going through the exact same things that we are? Because we're a little bit of a different town. As a college town, it is a little different.
I think to an extent. I'm just going to brag on Stillwater. I think that we're just doing a lot here compared to some other communities that I think. So
some of them are in worse shape.
Yeah, I think so.
Not a very nice way to put that, but.
Well, and I don't know how to put that either, but I've never in my life been on as many conference calls and webinars as I have the last week and a half.
Oh, bad. Yeah.
Just to try, you just want to educate yourself as much as possible. In fact, we're going to today, we've been making a ton of calls this week, but today we're going to add information about the Relief Act as well as the SBA loans onto our site. And Julie, who I talked about earlier, she has worked with the U.S. Travel Association, Hotel and Lodging Association. She's got a really good friend with the Small Business Administration, so she's put together a fact sheet and quick step information, and she said she's going to email it to me today. So the problem with finding great information is some of it is so cumbersome, it's almost, it just makes you kind of tired looking at it. Well, she's kind of put it together in a really easy-to-read manner that I think will be of great assistance to many of our local businesses.
Well, it's very complicated, and we have a mayor who's a lawyer, and I think that probably helps. I haven't talked to him about that, but you need a lawyer almost because even just with the stimulus package and everything else, they're very complex.
Oh, they are. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he understands it far better than most, and it's extremely cumbersome. I've probably read no less than 50 news stories and articles and gone to their sites, and the problem is that it changes.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. And they're still, in their defense a little bit, I guess, we're all learning this. It's a first-time event for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, that's absolutely true. It's a challenge across the board. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Yeah. So I bet you are online a lot, and you knew Zoom and stuff before that, right? But most people did not.
Yeah, we've done it just for different purposes. We're not doing it tomorrow because I have a board meeting tomorrow with the U.S. Travel Association, but it's a conference call because there's like 60 people or something on this board.
Do you do that in your office? You're able to do that in your office? Yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody here. It's so creepy to be here by yourself, But.
Well, that's good though. I mean, because you guys are rotating around. I think because you're working some at home and working at home. We were talking to Melissa a little while ago. That takes a different type of discipline altogether. So.
Well, it does, and good or bad, I love living in the country, but my connectivity is not the best.
Yeah.
And so. I'm not going to chance that and make sure that I'm here.
Well, you can relate to these, the learning, distance learning that some of these rural schools especially, you can understand their...
Oh, absolutely.
The bandwidth and all that stuff is just not there. So.
No, and it's given me extra incentive. Drew Beveridge and I have talked on and on over the last few years. He's even been out to my house to try to figure out how to get ProValueNet out there, and I think we're going to just put up a poll.
Yeah.
and just make it happen. And if anything, will inspire you to make that final push just to make that happen. I think this is probably it. And
on times like this, it really is crucial and important. But I've had I have two sisters that both live in the country, basically. And it's better now, but they would complain about phone service. And my answer would always be, you chose to live where the people do not. So
that's true.
But in their defense, when it comes to stuff like this and medical reports and all that stuff, it's crucial that you have the ability. So hopefully we're getting there with technology that everybody has that service available to them.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's definitely getting much, much better. There's no doubt about it.
So,
and although people aren't supposed to necessarily be out and about, obviously, and in their cars is not, I guess, as big a deal, which is why we've been driving to different restaurants and retailers. But we also, on visitstillwater.org, have an option that you can do some virtual tours. And you know how I was talking to you about doing the 360?
We talked about that Monday, and that's a great idea.
So we have three of them up now. I'm actually looking at it. So I didn't realize the one for the Strip came up. So it's up. It came up last night or yesterday probably. We have a downtown date night. So it's kind of a short one, but it's a date night. And we have a virtual family day. So we have three of them up so far, but we'll have dozens up because our contract with them, we had 125 locations that the images were taken at those different locations, so we can put together all kinds of different, sit in your chair and have a virtual tour. Some of them are so fun. You can literally just go down the halls, walk down the street, and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't remember that was there. And
so on your date night, does it go like to the movie theater and restaurants and bars?
The date night one we have up right now is actually downtown. It takes place downtown.
Okay, you don't end up at like a Ramada Inn at the end or something like that.
No,
that's the adult date night. I forget.
Yeah, we didn't do that. No, but no, the date night is just. We can actually probably do 3 or 4 date nights, but I know we're going to do a live music one coming up here pretty soon, which is going to feature some other downtown businesses. So we kind of laid it all out with different themes. But this one is you start dinner at Bio Bistro, and then you go to Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory for dessert, and then you go to Gatsby for a nightcap. So it's just
that's a great idea. It really is. So,
huh?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm handing Rob Hill his disinfecting wipes. There you go, sir. He just walked in the.
I'm surprised he doesn't walk around. I could picture him with kind of
wipes?
a backpack thing with a whole bunch of stuff on it.
Well, I saw him reach for something. It was his phone, and so I thought that might be what he was doing. So it made me think, hey, I need to bring him the Clorox there. So very good. So did we miss anything here?
Well, I just encourage people to go to visitstillwater.org. There's 2 different lists. In fact, we're going to add the restaurant list in a different format probably today. That's going to be more in a graph. There's 2 kinds of people that look at things in a different manner. I'm more of a spreadsheet person. My sister's more of a read it and bullet point person. So we're going to put it both formats.
I'm more of a bullet point, I think.
Yeah. So we're going to put them up both ways.
Sorry.
And also we have businesses and their hours of operation, how you can deliver, pick up, whether they have gift certificates. We have these virtual tours, and then we have a lot of information, safety information, different health organizations, obviously the City of Stillwater link, and today I think we finally have something that's easy to understand. We're going to add information about the Relief Act and the SBA loans.
Very good.
To help people out as much as possible.
Very good. Rob, you have a question? If you say nope, it sounds rude, by the way.
Good morning, Rob.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
So I guess my question would be is how are you guys doing?
Visit Stillwater?
At Visit Stillwater, yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that. We were just yesterday, we have 2 conference calls a day minimum, but we text and email all day long. And yesterday we said, I think we're communicating more with each other, with them working with us all in different places than we do when we're just across the hall.
I would agree with that. We've been doing the same thing with Zoom and WebEx and some other features at City Hall now that we're closed, and just staying in touch. And I would agree. Seems like we have more meetings just to make sure that we're not overlooking something or missing something. Our communication actually seems to be a little bit better now than when we're in our offices with our head down doing our own work.
Isn't that true? That's exactly what we were talking about yesterday. We also think that we have another career in private investigation.
Oh, yeah?
We have researched and found out information about local businesses that we had no idea. We're like, oh, we can promote this, and down the line when we're all back to quote-unquote normal, let's do this. And so we have a list of about 1 million items we want to do as well at the other end of this thing.
I didn't know
Very
where you were
good.
going. I thought you were learning about. Did you hear about Mr. X and Miss Y?
Oh no, no, just really neat backstories about some of our businesses that I don't think that they necessarily talk about a lot,
Yeah.
but I think people would find super interesting.
We do have a very unique and very diverse group in Stillwater, don't we?
Yeah, it's really neat. I mean, it's amazing what some people have accomplished and done and what their backgrounds are and then what they do now. I'm like, people would really enjoy knowing some of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
point.
no, and, we just find out a lot of things when we're checking out what their hours of operation are and what they're doing now. And so we're just finding out all kinds of fun information about local folks.
That sounds great. So
Yeah.
check out their website, visit stillwater.org.
Great.
And also
Hey.
put stuff on there to or let
Yeah.
you know
I mean,
because
if you're not on there or something's changed, all of our phone lines have been forwarded to our cell phones, or you can email any of us at any time. There's a connect with us on our website, and yeah, just there's a whole bunch of ways to get a hold of us, and just let us know. Absolutely, please.
it sounds great. So, hey, thanks for all you're doing. So,
Hey, thank you. Thanks for helping to get the word out.
there you go. Thanks, Christy.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you Monday.
All righty.
So there's Cristy Morrison with Visit Stillwater.